anvil above. Constant roar with this thing from thunder. I just had a tick. Yeah, look at this thing moving a little bit southeast. Ooh, some lightning amongst that shaft. Gizmo, good heavens. Big tower on it, despite being a relatively high base, but the storm is all by itself, so all it needs to do is just somehow reach that moisture. On the south side of the Black Hills. I'm in Osage, Wyoming right now. Big absolute unit, high base supercell. Thanks, Emo Gamer. Here's Gizmo. We are on this high base storm here, just south of Osage, Wyoming. There's the hail shaft right over Gizmo's head. And it is big. If this was a little bit lower based, I would think that it would have a tornado threat. But right now, we got about 35-degree dew point spreads here. Gizmo's doing good. Any sign, though, of this deal pulling in moisture, and it's go time, that's for sure. Oh, yeah, lightning all above. We got northeasterlies now. After that other storm collapsed, that's left of the other storm. Now the western one is dominating. Beautiful, all by itself. Pretty sweet-looking storm. There's the hail shaft over there, Bear's Cage, updraft base, mesocyclone. Looks like it's pulling in easterlies as well, and the whole thing is spinning. Continues to organize, and that rain and hail shaft is getting more and more thick. It is a beautiful storm all by itself, sliding south-southeast, turning right. Expecting to get some hail to come out of this thing soon. Beautiful though, beautiful storm. I would bet that that cloud base is probably probably 2,000 meters, 2,500 meters. But that base, look at that thing begin to organize. Look at that rain and hail shaft there off to the right. Starting to get some striations on this thing too, so over the next few hours, if it can survive and slide off to the southeast, who knows what'll happen. Maybe a mesoscale accident. There's a lot of storms in the Nebraska Panhandle right now, so this one's all by itself. And it does have a well-defined mesocyclone, so if it can just somehow get its base a little bit lower, then we're going to be talking about go time. Probably about 6,000 feet then up to the base of that storm. With the rain and the hail coming out of the backside. Starting to get a little bit of it now. Yeah, this thing has very high echo tops. It's a very mature storm. A lot of lightning up there in the Bear's Cage. Rain and hail coming out of it. There you can see the updraft base. Hail, mesocyclone, hail, rain, mesocyclone. Wyoming's awesome. I see more tornadoes in Wyoming, I think, than most other states. Standing right under these power lines, nice. There's Gizmo, doing what she does best. There's the supercell storm back behind me. Tower going straight up. Rain and hail shaft. High base mesocyclone. Lightning above. Tower going all the way up. Anvil wrapping around. I don't think this thing's going to produce a tornado. It'd require somehow pulling in some deeper moisture. It's probably going to end up evaporating here pretty soon, but if it can keep going and turn southeast and maybe reach Newcastle and go southeast of Newcastle, then it might have a chance. It does look like it's pulling in some storm relative easterlies there at the base. And that rain and hail shaft is becoming a little bit thicker as well. But anything's possible with these storms. They can just go up and die. But this one doesn't appear to be raining or hailing in the updraft. Little shear funnel looks like on the front side there, trying to form out of the vault. Yeah, it is a pretty storm. There's a split maybe. That base on the other side of the hail shaft looks like a split. Starting to get some inflow bands. Look at how high it goes up too. Goes all the way up into the anvil. Spreads out. Maybe a little clear slot forming there in the distance, but still very high based. Well, it looks like possibly some type of a clear slot trying to form there. Beautiful isolated storm, completely isolated all by itself. Big tower going all the way up, 50,000 foot tops. High plains insane. Bird hawk getting attacked by a little bird over there. Eventually I'll have to go a little bit southeast, but this thing is basically stationary. We'll just watch it here for a while. Northerlies flowing into the supercell here. A little bit of scud inside that rain from the rain-cooled air there. Yeah, it is a beautiful storm. Storm's probably about 5 miles to my south. Trying to get some cigarette clouds going there. Starting to get a little bit of rain now. Not tilted at all, basically straight up and down mesocyclone. Telling me there's not a ton of raw shear, but maybe some storm relative shear if this thing can turn off to the southeast. Not bad. It's a pretty long-lived storm. It is a supercell, but it's high base. You can see the striations, suggestive of broad rotation in that mesocyclone, and the rain and hail shaft is getting thicker too with time. That's the vault off to the right. It's going to take a long time if this is ever going to develop a tornado threat, but some type of mesoscale accident will be required. It's still a beautiful supercell storm here. It's nice splitting, I believe. That's the left split. That's the right split right there. This does have a severe thunderstorm warning. It is a severe storm. It's okay. You guys are getting dizzy. You can handle it. Well, look at that rain and hail shaft right there, starting to get better organized. There's the high-based mesocyclone there, looking above. We'll just have to see if it can survive this split and then turn off to the right in the southeast and then move into some better moisture, or if it's just going to collapse. There's the rain and hail shaft. There's the mesocyclone. A little bit of a lowering back behind. There's Dominator 4. Yeah, if anyone's getting dizzy from this, definitely soft. So it does look like there is a little wall cloud there in the back side of the storm. Not really sure if that's just some rain-cooled air going underneath the base, creating that wall cloud, or if that's a legitimate wall cloud coupled with mesocyclone here above it. A little bit of a nub. Trying to pull in some easterlies there, little striations and everything. I'm in Osage, Wyoming now. Does have a little bit of a line there off to the southeast. It's not looking as organized as it was just a little. Mesocyclone sliding a little bit north. Sign that it's probably weakening. Probably weakening. Yeah, Oklahoma's been dead for storms so far. Looks like that back one is developing a new rain and hail shaft, and this actually might be the left split now right in front of us. Probably just going to keep on doing that, forming a new updraft on the western side that'll organize and then weaken and choke off the one to the northeast. Gizmo might need to produce a stool. But yeah, look at that interesting area there in that vault. Keep an eye on that. got another split happening. Splitting storms, that's what straight line photographs will get for you. Unless you can get a hard right mover. This thing's got a big cut right in the middle of it now, doesn't it? Yeah, these are actually two different supercells. I'm not sure if this is a split or not. You can see a little bit of a lowering there on the right side. Again, I'm in Osage, Wyoming, looking off to the south. These supercells, there's a back one, there's a lead one that's turning off to the right. I thought maybe this is a splitting supercell case, but kind of just looks like two evolving separate entities here. But this one's still diving off to the right, and this kind of anchored there. Probably a supercell split. Yeah. Definitely does have a lowering on that right side. Even a little bit of motion in it now. Crazy enough. Our original storm seems to be intensifying again too off to the left. Little wall cloud there tucked up right against that rain shaft. looks like our eastern one is starting to dominate a bit more. Might be time to head a little bit southeast. There you can see it. What do we do? Beautiful storm here. Hardly moving. Well, I'm gonna have to go a little southeast, I think. Unless that little walkout up there has a chance, but it's kind of back behind everything. Yeah, there's all different kinds of supercells going right now. Splitting supercells. The one off to the southeast is still trying to dominate it. Split again as well. Look at all the splits happening. Split there, split everywhere. This is the back cell here. I could throw the phone out in the field on the other side of the telephone pole. Woo! 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 I think we just watch it from right here, but that southern one looks like it's trying to pull in a little inflow. That's kind of the southernmost one. This is a split from that, and then there's the back one off to the right again. Yeah, updrafts are definitely splitting. It is spinning in there just a little bit. Look at that little inflow band on the south side. Maybe we'll get a mesoscale accident, land spout. Never know. Not even sure if these are severe. Let me take a look. Southeastern one is still dominating, so I think I'm going to head down toward Newcastle. See that in front of the southeasternmost mover, and then you never know if it hits the moisture, and it'll go nuts. Yeah, it's better to have the big flat base. My plan is to head toward Deadwood. Try and stay in the next couple days. Love Deadwood, big fan of it. Yeah, I just got to get out ahead of this southeasternmost storm. These are moving at about 5 miles an hour, so it's definitely not very challenging chasing. Just kind of revolving really slowly right now. Once this road turns back to the right, we'll get back in front of it. Should be able to see some structure. I love Deadwood. I stay there all the time. Getting a little better organized. As I take a turn to the right, should be able to see high base. Terrible though. probably not any rotation. They are splitting their supercells, but now it seems to be more a cluster of 3 different updrafts. But this is pretty far away from the radar too, so everybody's radar expert now. Southeastern low storm is what I'm kind of going after, but I agree. It does not look like it's ripping or anything. Just south of Crawford, there are a couple storms stacked against each other with thunderstorm warnings. Not a ton of rotation either. Looks like a little bit of hail though, quite a bit of hail. Some broad convergence along the southern edge of those updrafts. Almost spun up a quick shear funnel there south of Crawford. In this one, you could definitely see rotation on radar west of Newcastle initially, but it's starting to die out. West of Newcastle, it appeared to have rotation pretty high up though in the storm. It is a severe storm, folks. And no one else is on it, which is nice. For the reason why I targeted up here. Definitely seems to be on the weakening trend. Thank you for that super chat. Thank you guys. Much appreciated. What? Yes. Gizmo. What is it? Possible this whole thing could cluster together into a mass, but it's not likely. Definitely petering out with time, but thank you for the super chat. All right, it's probably time. Out of here. This guy with the truck dropping dirt here is just gonna get pissed. Yeah, usually the prime time, like 6, 7, 8 p.m. and that's right now, but in this case, not as much of a strengthening low-level jet that's happening with time. Thank you, Helen. Not as much of a strengthening low-level jet that's happening with time. High planes work a little bit differently. The magic hour is just a bit earlier than Great Plains and Dixie. Alright guys, I'll keep moving up a little bit ahead just so I can show you another shot of the structure of this thing. Back here is the airport, Newcastle Airport, maybe Osage. Probably a hater. Wasn't the greatest intercept, but I just try to go live at all aspects of tornado chasing, not just the intercepts. Ooh, it's like a little shear funnel thing. This is kind of a conglomeration of high base, non-rotating updrafts now. Not what it was when we approached. It was much better looking when we approached this storm. And now it's gone through a couple of splits. kind of clustered together now. West of Osage, southwest of Osage, west of Newcastle. Still severe. Same with the one south of Crawford, and a severe thunderstorm warning northeast of Scotts Bluff. A couple severe thunderstorm warnings in Colorado. What? Gizmo's getting pissed. Urgh. Urgh. I'm in Wyoming right now. Alright, I'm going to Deadwood. Alright, you want to go to Deadwood, Gizmo? Deadwood?
Starting route to Deadwood. Head southeast on US 16.
Oh, not the storm front again. Reed's never on the storm front.
In 6.4 miles, turn left onto East Wetburn Street.
I also plan on riding my bike pretty hardcore too. Got my mountain bike in the back. That's my plan. Heading back toward Newcastle, northeast, toward Deadwood. Probably going to chase tomorrow as well, the marginal risk up here. And then mountain biking season begins also. But then it looks like in a week or so, the Midwest is going to come alive. And also monitoring that tropical system in the western Gulf of Mexico that is definitely chase-worthy. So lots of things to deal with this year. I think it's going to be an active monsoon too. Active southwest U.S. monsoon. So mainly I'm going to be riding my bike, chasing tomorrow, live storm chase mode. Pretty cool storm up here to the west of Newcastle. Hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. Never stop chasing. Yeah, I think this summer the monsoon's going to be back because you got a lot of hot temperatures right now, and that's going to cause that flip in the winds to get those moisture surges out of the tropical Pacific. It does look like we're going to get a year 2 La Nina coming. So I think it's going to be an active tropical season, probably a lot of hurricanes this year, and then probably an active fall season as well for tornadoes. I think we're going to keep chasing the high plains here over the next month. Oh, I would do it. I guarantee you that. I'll ride through a hail core on bike. Gizmo would too. She's tough as nails. Toughest storm chaser out there. Is that oh, that was Maverick Steakhouse. We're gonna be heading to the saloon number 10. Yeah, there's always more series in the works. Still trying to get Nat Geo to get this Storm Rising series out of the gate. I kind of put it on pause during tornado season, which is frustrating, but hoping to get that running again. And then I'm doing the Varsity Tutors educational content coming up on June 28th. I'm going to start doing storm spotter training too on Facebook and YouTube for members only. Thank you guys for the super chat. Much appreciated. I'll put that on red. On roulette coming up here in Deadwood. All in on red. Yeah, I would definitely do a Dominator exoskeleton on bike and pound right into it. Yeah, I started streaming on Twitch earlier this spring, but I need to get another phone for that platform so I can stream to all platforms, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. But I agree, Twitch is definitely one that I want to do and one that I plan to do for hurricane season at the very least. Full court press. Coming into Newcastle. Beautiful town of Newcastle. Population 3,500. Yeah, but if you use that splitter and try to stream to all platforms, then the individual algorithms recognize it and they'll throttle your reach. So they can recognize that you're splitting those streams, and then we'll limit the amount of people that can see them. Yeah, hurricane season's going to be intense. I'll be letting it rip on my live stream then. Thank you, Deb. Much appreciated. My page, my channel gets throttled anyway, big time. I used to get a lot more views like 10 years ago. And then we tried to do a third-party advertiser. TVN took over my YouTube, and I partnered with the TVN folks. And when we did that third-party advertising agency, when that collapsed, it was basically like we were starting the channel from scratch. So I've kind of started it from scratch about 4 years ago after my divorce, and I've been trying to post every single day since then, daily lives, the best content that I can. I'm not very good at editing. That's kind of my next step, is to get some type of an editor to help me out to take this channel to the next level. Do our whole own extreme weather network through this on social media, but storm chasing centric. So if we do weather reports or live briefings, it would be from the field while storm chasing and from a storm chasing perspective. Editing is easy, I'm just not very good at it. Doing great edits is hard. I think you gotta have that natural ability. And you have to have incredible tech skills. I don't have great skills outside of storm chasing on anything, really. Barely even put my pants on in the morning. Thank you, Sebastian. Hope you enjoyed my book. I got to do another book, a tell-all book at some point. There's a lot of crazy things happened since that first one. In fact, I hardly remember a lot of the crazy things that happened.
Stay in the left lane.
It was a wild run during Storm Chasers and building all the Dominators, and man, it was tough. Just thankful to have survived it, honestly. This is beautiful downtown at Newcastle here. Sweet town. Crawfish truck. That's awesome.
Turn left onto East Wentworth Street.
Yeah, I'll probably check out that. I'm gonna be doing some biking, storm chasing, live briefings. Getting back in shape for the next big grind for hurricane season.
In 3/4 of a mile, turn left onto North US Highway 85.
Behind the storm. That's a good idea. That's a good idea for the name. I didn't even want the name Into the Storm, but the publisher kind of took over with all that. I had a ghostwriter and everything. That was an interesting experience in itself. I'd drive the Dominators out to New York City and do promo and everything. Empty out the hotel bars. It's like we were a band on the road. Thankful to have survived. Sometimes you gotta slow things down a little bit to gain perspective and really to understand what's going on, but that was just a whirlwind, traveling 330 days a year. It's like some Amish folks, maybe.
At the next stop sign, turn left.
Yeah, I do have Reed Timmer Storm Chase on Twitch. I have that account that I was streaming earlier in the year. Once I get another phone, I'll be doing all platforms at once. I think AT&T is a little bit better than the other platforms for streaming. A little bit of Virgo up here now.
For 42 miles, continue straight.
Pretty sure supercell storm is dying out. Looks like it. Pretty high based. Doesn't look that great anymore. When it is a supercell, definitely see it from up here. Now we're going up the western slope here of the Black Hills. There'll be some big monsoon rains in Las Vegas, but that'll come with floods, debris flows, big lightning. Probably is going to get started mid-July, maybe as early as early July. There's a storm from the higher terrain looking west. Look at that. I have, and in fact, a long time ago, I was looking at military technology for satellites for live streams, but the problem is when you're in motion, those units are incredibly expensive, and it's like $5,000 a month or something like that. Pretty crazy. Yeah, there is a severe storm up there to the southwest of Crawford. Stationary storm, kind of a lot of clusters coming together. The one that has my eye that's most interesting is the one southwest of Grover, Colorado, that's sliding down to the south toward the Denver convergence zone. The one that we were on is no longer severe west of Newcastle. Just a cluster of evaporationally cooled air. So cute. Starting to see some mamadas show up here in these orphan anvils.